Welcome to Karen Ryce's Family Zoom Station, Episode 17, Homeschooling Today, Sibling Rivals Go Peaceful. During the first part of this one-hour show, I share tips, strategies, and stories to create harmony with kids. Then we get into Q&A and discussion. When I talk about creating harmony with kids, I often bring up the one rule. In any situation where there are differences that might lead to conflict between you and your kids, use the one rule. Using the one rule means you find agreement. That's the rule. The one rule equals agreement. Agreement equals harmony. You find an idea that everyone likes, then you have agreement. When you follow this rule, you find harmony. You discover what needs to shift so that everyone involved feels good about the situation. It has never failed me when I've used it. Even though I had not isolated it and named it, it was very much a part of raising my children and working with students as a Montessori teacher in our Montessori school, as well as with students in public schools. The Guardians were having their first online meeting. After their fundraising event with the PTSA, the Parent Teacher Student Association, there were too many new guardians to meet at Kathy and Timmy's. Besides, they were all very busy. After the event, Kathy started giving classes online and in person for kids and parents. She was even going to be giving them to teachers and other staff at Timmy's school. And now she was getting requests from parents and teachers in other locations, even other towns, other states, and another country. The Guardians were her support staff. They coached kids who wanted more practice than they got in Kathy's weekly classes. Guardian Mitch was the first one to speak up. I want some help. Could we focus getting along with brothers and sisters today? Sure, said Pam. Does that sound good to everyone? Everyone agreed. So what's up, Mitch? Asked Jeff. Well, it feels kind of strange and embarrassing, but it's my family. Ever since I joined the Guardians, I've been having trouble with my big brother and sister. What kind of trouble, Mitch? Asked Jen. My brother is always saying that now I think I'm such a big shot. They both call me superhero. They say, ooh, here comes the superhero. It hurts my feelings. Let's break into working partners and see what we come up with, said Pam. Pam had sort of become the leader of the Guardians. It worked for her and everyone else too. She easily and naturally took the leader's position. Everyone was glad she did this. Having someone do this helped things go smoothly. Each team went into a private online space where they could figure out their demo. When they were done, they went back to the main online meeting space. After they were all back in the main meeting area, Pam asked, who would like to go first? We would, said Jeff and Elaine together. Of course, they are brother and sister. Okay, said Jeff, I'm the narrator. So I'll explain what we did, then we'll do the demo, the demonstration. We decided that Elaine would be the one whose feelings got hurt. Okay, here's our demo. It really hurts my feelings when you call me a superhero. I wish you wouldn't do that. You are a superhero, aren't you? I mean, now that you're a guardian, doesn't that make you a superhero? No, I'm just a helper. And the way you say it is what hurts my feelings. It makes me feel like you think it's a bad thing for me to do. Does it matter what I think? I guess it does. Well, I really do think you're a superhero. I was really surprised when I heard that you were a guardian. Maybe it's the way Mom told me about you joining. She said she thought I should do that too, and why didn't I join? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know that. You could join if you want to. I don't want to, that's the problem. It makes me feel like I'm not good enough because I don't want to help like you do. I'm sorry about that. I've learned during our coaching sessions that it's important to do what we want to do, no matter what other people think. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you too for being in the Guardians. I just don't want to. Then it's good you're not. You might like to join in the coaching for kids that don't want to be in the Guardians. What's that about? Well, we've learned something called the one rule. It helps us solve problems fast so that everyone feels good. Like we just did? Exactly like we just did. I think I'll check it out. Is it hard to learn? No, it's super easy. Do you want to do this on your own, or would you like a guardian to help you? I'll take the guardian's help. I still want to call you a superhero. That's okay now. It will make me feel good now. I just thought maybe we do have a superpower. I think the one rule is our superpower. Now you'll have that superpower too. That's our demo, said Jeff. Great, said Pam. Next. I'll go next, said Lacey. The rest of you are in the family meeting, so I figured out one on my own. Okay, said Pam. This is the first thing I thought when I heard your situation, Mitch. This is just going to be me playing you and working things out in myself. I made some notes so I don't forget. I wish I didn't get so upset when my brother and sister tease me. I wonder why it hurts my feelings. I just remembered something. It was something new we learned at our last session with Kathy. What was it? How did it go? Oh, yeah, it's not up to other people to make my life better. It's up to me. If I want to have things go better, I need to have better self-talk. Instead of getting upset when they call me a superhero, I could ignore them, or I could say thanks. I could actually feel good that they called me a superhero. I kind of am. I help kids every day. I help kids stay safe, and with the one rule, I help them feel good about themselves and their life. Oh yeah, Kathy also said for us to think mostly about things that make us feel good when we think them. I'm going to do that starting now. And when anyone says I'm a superhero, I'm going to feel glad and maybe even thank them. That's my demo, said Lacey. Awesome, Lacey, said Pam. Now we'll do the family meeting demo. I'm the mom, John is the dad, Jen, Ken, and Timmy are the kids. So what's this family meeting thing about? Asked Dad. It's something I learned about in the Guardians. Guardians, guardians, guardians. Stop it, kids, shouted Mom. Go on, Mitch. Well, that's what this meeting is about. I'm tired of being teased for being in the Guardians. Guard, stop that. So, what do you want to do about this? Asked Dad. I want us to have a one rule session, all of us. What's a one rule session? Asked Mom. This is what I do with the kids every day. I help them find a solution that they all like. Then they agree on that solution. So, what solution would you like? I'd like them to stop teasing me. Now what? We decide if we all like that solution. If we agree that that is a solution that we all like, then we agree that that is the solution we want. And then we are done. This is dumb. That's enough of that. What solution would you like then? Would you like then? I just want to keep teasing you, superhero big shot. You're going to be in big trouble after we're done here. You always take his side. I'm always the one to get in trouble. He never gets in trouble. It's what you do that gets you in trouble, young man. Don't go blaming your brother. Let's at least see if we can find a solution we can all agree on. The kids at school do it every day. I guess I should have started by telling you what Coach Kathy told us about the one rule. We are each important. And then I point to each of you and say, you are important, and you are important, and you are important, and you are important, and I am important. I would have started with I am important, said his brother. That's a good way to start too. Then she says that we each deserve to feel good. And now we're going to figure out a way for this to happen. Then we do. We find something that everyone likes. That's how we all get to feel good. So far, we've had 2 ideas, but not everyone likes the ideas. I'd stop teasing you if Dad would take me, only me, when he goes fishing. That sounds like a good idea, son. Wait, I want something special if I'm going to stop teasing too. I want to help you, Mom, figure out the menus for the week, and I want to help with the shopping and fixing the food. What about cleaning up and doing the dishes? You want to help with that too? Sure. Well, let's give it a try. So, you're going fishing with Dad, and you're going to help Mom with the food, and you're both going to stop teasing me about anything, right? Right. Mom, Dad, does all this sound good to you too? Yes, son. You've done a great job here tonight. Yes, you really are the guardian of our family. It seems like things are going to be better than ever. That's our demo, said Pam. Thanks, guys, said Mitch. You've given me great things to think about. You have really done a great job here today, said Coach Kathy. I took lots of notes. I'll do a quick review. In the last demo, you saw an example of working with your whole family and using the one rule. Now you might understand more of why your brother and sister were teasing you. Maybe they both do want special attention from your parents. You saw how important it is to tell everyone in the beginning that they are each important and point to each one saying you're important. and they each deserve to feel good, and that you are going to find out how to do that. After that was done, everything shifted and the family found a solution fast. So working with your whole family is an option. Or you could just figure it out in your own mind like Lacey did. That's just as useful. Finding and maintaining your own feel-good space inside. Thinking the thoughts that help you do that. Maybe you could take a look at her notes if that would help you. Or you could talk with your brother like the demo with Jeff and Elaine. There might be something you could work out with him that could solve the whole situation. So Mitch, how do you feel now? I don't feel so lost, and I sure don't feel embarrassed, said Mitch. I know there are many ways I could solve this. I feel more hopeful. You know that if you need one of us to help you, just ask, said Pam. Thanks, all of you, said Mitch. You've been a lot of help. I'm sure that by our next meet, this will be fixed. Sounds good, Mitch, said Pam. Is that it, Kathy? Does anyone have anything else? I'm done, said Kathy. I just want to say you all did a great job. You are great guardians. I am proud to have you on my team. We'll meet again next week, said Pam. Have a great week, guardians and Coach Kathy. Thanks for being here. Now it's time for Q&A and discussion.
It's a nice one, Miss Karen. Like, again, same thing that you have focused on one rule, which is very important, and how significant it is for the family to follow that rule. Which
Yes.
I really like. I really like the story and the way that you said in the story that the child was saying that I could not do that, but whatever he can show his potential in that. That is also something a nice way. I believe that if someone wants to do anything according to the ability, whatever he or she can, must come forward, should not hesitate, whether it's whatever it is. Like even giving an advice, sitting just giving an advice also means a lot, I believe. A very nice thing. I hope schools should, how can we encourage schools to follow these guardian clubs?
Yes, that would be great, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
it is.
thinking that it might be okay. Somebody brought, I think it was Sarah that brought up the idea of private
Yeah.
school. And in the public schools, I don't know, do you have PTA or PTSA organizations there?
No, actually, we have no. We don't have that type. In Pakistan, it's totally different, Miss Karen. That some schools even they don't encourage to have counselors over there, which should be there, which should
I
be.
see.
There are
Okay.
there are certain schools which have students councils. We have student council body in our school, and we do election for it. Means students they vote their favorite
Well,
candidate as a president.
it might be good through
Yeah, we
them
have a
then.
president. Yeah, we do have like that. We have a head boy, we have a teacher who helps and guide them, and students vote their like treasury. We have made a treasury, we have a head boy, we have president, then we have other bodies as well, prefects also, class representative. This is how we have divided, but that is
Yes.
only from the senior sections onwards. We don't have in the junior,
Ah,
but juniors are allowed to vote for the seniors.
I
We just
see.
do like an election democracy,
Right.
and they choose their president that like works and speaks for the children. If there's any issue, they go to that person and then they come to us through that channel. This is what we do in our school, but all the schools they don't do that, but we do that.
Right. Right. Well, that could be a good place to start if uh, connecting with the head boy, you say?
Yeah,
And does he have
president.
others that he works with?
Yeah, we
He,
have president, we have vice president, and the head boy actually is the secret agent of the teachers and the principal,
oh,
basically keeping an eye on the president and the vice president whether they are doing
okay,
their duties or not. So that is
okay,
head boy is only we choose, like teachers and like principal, we are allowed to choose the head boy, not the students.
okay, okay.
So that is something which, and rest president, vice president, and the
So,
treasury uh, are chosen by them. Kids.
yeah. So it might be, there might be some way to see here. I was thinking that through the organization called the Parent Teachers, it used to be Parent Teacher Association, now it's Parent Teacher Student Association, that it might be a way to introduce this to the schools without having to go through the the school board and the superintendent. I tried something like that once, but it didn't go very far. So,
Oh,
and it could be that I just stopped before completing the process, but I didn't have the one rule. Um, in fact, when I first moved here, um, the superintendent was very interested in my work, but within a couple of weeks, he wasn't the superintendent anymore. And there was going to be a new one. And so, and the new one, I did get my book to him. Um,
mhm.
and then I did manage that, and then he passed it to the person under him, and she passed it to somebody else. And I tried reaching that somebody else, but I was never able to get through.
Oh,
So
oh, oh.
there were other options, but now with the one rule, maybe I could start that up again. But I'm thinking that the this organization, the parent teacher student organization, might be an easier way to do this without having to go through the administration, but just getting directly to the students and their families.
Yeah, because in Pakistan, private schools mostly are considered and they can take these things. They can start.
Right. Here
Yes and
too.
yes. They
Yeah,
can start this thing.
I'll have to look into that. I've just about completed the the training for the one rule, but I'm so glad that this story got created first, because I
Yeah.
just checked all the way through, and I don't think in the one rule I have the things where in that one story, oh, when he was saying to all his family, you're important, you're important, you're important. I don't think I have that in there until the very end in a bonus training. And it should be like right in the beginning. I've seen from this story how really everything shifted once that information happened. And the thing is that when this was originally getting created with the Children's House children, um, that was something that when I was trying to explain, um, uh, it was conflict resolution program that a parent had passed to me. And I was showing it to the children, and they were having a hard time understanding how to go about finding a solution that they both liked, the children involved. And it came up to me and through me to do this thing of you're important and pointing to them. That was what shifted everything for them also. And when I was writing the story, that happened inside of me in terms of the family I was writing about. It actually makes a big difference. So I have to add that. And then I think I'll be done with that training. And I think it could be available, useful, helpful. So.
Yeah, because you're right that in a family everyone is important and every person's role is important.
Right,
And when we show respect and importance, then only things work out. That
right,
yes, your advice is important for us, whether we follow it or not, but your advice, shows that some importance in our life. We want to hear from you. What do you think? Your suggestion is very important, because this is how, whole mixed thing happens when you come out with one plan, which is basically in one agreement rule, which after sitting together, even a person get convinced that yes, he was a part of a discussion, and then he agreed to this particular thing willingly
right,
after listening and having conversations. Because when you discuss, I believe you when you have conversations, then you try to give your perception, support, evidence that why do you think like this. In a family
right,
talk even,
right,
when you speak about it, the particular person, he says that I want to do like this, then others will say why, and he has to convince, he has to convince somehow with some evidences. Similarly, everyone will do that in a good way. This argument starts and then ends with one rule, which is a very good thing. It's very important. Your one rule is all the time in my head now, all the time. Where today her mother, she was talking to me about her daughter getting enrolled into a new school, and she was very worried. So I told her the same thing: take your daughter along, show her the school, and respect her opinion as well, and just go for one rule. I told her about your one rule again. So everywhere I
great.
keep passing your one rule with your name, that I have learned one rule from Miss Karen, and trust me, it works. That you and she was like, "Thank you so much." I said, "It works. You just go ahead
Wow,
and try." And
nice.
it is really a miracle following your one rule. It's really a miracle. I never thought before I met you about it. I never thought about this one rule and agreement, that agreement reaches to harmony. In a way, we knew that we discuss and come up with some solution. We used to call this solution, but the word is very beautiful. One rule.
Right.
It's very nice. I wanted to ask you about his story's vision. That where do you want this story to go till? Like, what is your plan for future? Like, what do you want to see
Um,
the chapters?
right. Okay. The story idea came because I had wanted one of the things of this show to be um, a place for examples, like they do the demonstrations, the demos. I'd wanted something like that to happen here. And there was one woman who got really excited about the one rule and thought that her daughters and their friends who were they spend a lot of time at her place. Well, her daughters lived there, but their friends came over there instead of her daughters going to the friends. They came there. So since she was so excited about it, I was thinking that maybe they would be interested in doing some kind of demonstrations like in the stories, but they weren't interested in doing that. And so so I just let it go and went on with the trainings. But a few weeks ago, somehow this idea came to me that I could create some kind of version of those demonstrations. And I started for every story, all 3 stories that I've done so far, or chapters, if that's how it turns out. I get a sentence comes into my mind and I write it down, and that's the start of it. And it just, every sentence just comes out. It just keeps coming out until it's done. And when I'm done, there are very, very few changes that get made to those stories. They just appear in my mind. And I don't like when I get to the end of it, like the sentences stop coming to my mind, then I just wait. And sometimes I wonder what's going to happen next. Like I don't know. Like I didn't know there was going to be a family meeting. I didn't know that in the family meeting, the brothers and sisters would, hi, Ganasini. Welcome. We're talking about the stories and chapters that I've done. And anyway, this is Batool. This is my friend Ganasini.
Hi.
She lives in the
Hi.
area where I used to live. And Batool lives in Karachi,
Yeah, in
Pakistan.
Karachi, Pakistan. Yeah.
Yeah. We're great friends.
Yeah.
So anyway, so that's how they happen. So I don't have a plan in mind other than the one I told you, but it's taking this form and I'm not really sure where it's going to go. I really liked the little stories that you sent to me. I really liked the way it was set up. So it could be that all of this takes various forms, but I really liked that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, because I got it. So when I was reading, you came in my mind straight away. So I'll
yeah,
share with Miss
thanks.
Karen first that these are some ideas. And I was just like, right now I was listening to you. So one idea popped in my mind was like having a play on this. Students can, act
Yes,
on it in this
yes,
play.
that has been a very strong intention of mine. That
Yeah, that's
okay, this was before the one rule took form. This was back, anyway, I was visiting up where Ganasini is. I was visiting my son and daughter and grandchildren. And one of my grandsons was going to be in a play. And this play is, there's an organization in one of our states here, and they go all over the place, apparently all over the United States and even to other countries. And they have a few plays with, they have the scripts and the costumes and songs that go with it. And they spend 1 week in a town. They're already set up and connected with some organization. Like there, it was a community center type organization, and here they even went into a school. And they have a week. They do auditions. They take on about 60 students or children that are going to perform. They have a few days of rehearsals, and then at the end of the week, they have 1 or 2 performances. And of course, all the children's families come to the performance. And so I was thinking, oh, I would love to do this with the children. That, in fact, that was kind of the idea that I had about the PTA or the PTSA, because they really do fundraisers during the year. And a couple of times I've offered this kind of idea, but it never really got anywhere. But now with the one rule behind it, maybe it will. To do a fundraiser for in connection with the PTSA, and have the children during the day learn the one rule, practice little plays, and then in the evening or the next day, depending on how it's set up, because the original thing I was going to teach, it might have taken a few days to teach it and for them to practice it. But the one rule is really simple. And I think in a day, several groups of children could learn and put on little plays. I was going to have them have one person would read what the problem situation was, not, instead of acting it out, instead of putting all that time and energy into the problem, they would just read the problem so everybody knew what they were dealing with, and then they would act out. And I wanted to, and anyway, they would have costumes and maybe some kinds of props if necessary, or anyway, something like that.
If you ask in your community or in your neighborhood, for example, like students who are willing to voluntarily work for this and come forward and join, and these are the roles which you want to offer, maybe there will be many students, children and parents who want their kids to take part in this, without even talking to a school, that if you yourself from your community and neighborhood work on this area, maybe there will be many children coming forward, and you can just take a demo of a child asking this dialogue, and then maybe it might work, and then the students can wear themselves, the parents might help them a little bit of this work, and then you can show this in your community, and this will be a demo of your play which will enhance more and more, and then schools might look forward the video. Just a suggestion.
Yeah, I will think about it. The thing that comes up is where to do it.
Yeah, at this
That's
time,
why,
yeah,
yeah, right. Yeah, exactly.
yeah, because of COVID. Yeah, but if this time finishes, then you might have places that you can, in a lawn or in a yard or some place, maybe a nice place, yeah, a hall somewhere, maybe near the church area, if you have place where you can show this demo, because this is a good thing you are showing that
Ah,
children should,
interesting. Yes, that is a
you know,
It
possibility.
seems like
Yes. Yeah,
because
it
they
that's
seems
will
to
allow
me
you
that it
to
was
show. It's a good thing that they will. Maybe, I'm not sure, but you know better over there that how it is. So
well, see, there was one of the people um who's in, well, I think, I mean, she was the head of the organization here where Sarah is now the head of it, the Women's Federation for World Peace. Um, she she's the first person that I connected with in that organization, and she set me up to do workshops and took me to Washington to give a breakout session at their annual event. And now she's not in that kind of position anymore. She's focusing on whatever her specific things are. But she came up with the idea of somehow doing workshops at churches. But I didn't think in terms of this. So
and
it could
it's
work.
not. Yeah, it will be, because if you go
Yeah.
there, it will be, it's a good thing. And it's not necessary, Miss Karen. I believe that only children can act, even the adults can act like children.
Yes,
And
definitely.
it will create more interest for the children, seeing the adults acting like children. Like this children is this year old, it will be fun for adults even and children. And then
Yeah,
finally, once they look and they understand what the act is, what is it all about, they will
right.
start implementing in their ways. Different
Yeah,
versions
that's
can
a
come, like,
great
yeah, because
idea.
we see Spider-Man, different types of movies of Spider-Man with different versions, so why not a good story?
Right. Right, exactly. Yeah, I
well,
like it.
I love the idea for theater
Thank
with
you.
intention.
Yeah,
Yeah,
thank you
What?
so much. Thank
this feels to me like it's theater, which is always a wonderful activity to do with children because it really
Yes,
is so good for their focus and their working together and all those communication skills. But this is with purpose, really
right.
really to use that medium to work out problem solving. What a wonderful idea! I love that.
Yeah,
And
this,
after this start, Miss Karen, only the first start you need, the first sixer. First sixer you will get, and then hopefully you will might even get, funds for, doing it more and more. People wanted to again see that thing, again
right,
wanted to see that. So you can then work with church for it, and whatever you get, you can pay a little to the church and keep some of it for yourself, for, fundraising and working more towards the books and other things, and give whatever it is. Because your version is about rule one, and rule one is a very important thing in every religion. The respect is there, harmony and agreement. Every religion wants to. So I believe church will be a very good place to work with.
yes, I think so. And
Hmm.
when, um, when my friend uh, suggested this, I did research and found the churches in the area which seemed like they might be open to this. I
Hmm.
actually went to one of them, um, and the pastor was very interested, but the woman who worked with children did not like the idea at all. So
Why?
she told me she's in charge of what happens with the children there.
Oh.
So anyway,
Well, everyone has their own, she needs to come with us to talk about one rule and then we can convince her.
Yeah, see, I think I don't know if the one rule had happened yet. I'm not sure. It might have, but it wasn't like
Some
now there's so much strength in it. Then it was it didn't have that kind of strength. So that
Sometimes, Miss Karen, people they accept in their heart, but they don't want to accept verbally something because there's a thing which is insecurity for them.
ah
Sometimes they think that
yeah,
if I'm like just openly I'm saying that sometimes it happens that if you get convinced with thing and you say yes, then what about me then? What will I do then? If
right,
that person might take this fear comes,
right,
though they should believe their fate, that their luck, their food, their money, everything is coming from God. Whatever is in fate, no one can take that. And
right,
whatever you do good for others, good come back to you, no matter what, in any way. So
right.
mind we need to, so that insecurity things is something when person just sometimes don't want to convince herself to say this thing, even though she might have agreed or maybe not, or maybe I'm just not thinking like to her, but it happens in many areas that a person is convinced. I sometimes see with the face but don't want to accept
Right,
because that insecurity things from something inside which is very strong has not come out yet. That insecure, like that person needs counseling. That person really needs help
right, yeah.
because when something is clear and it's a good start, and you please do talk about it if you get time, because once you even start you don't need the public to watch at the time. You just keep on doing and public will stop themselves. Whoever is coming to church, you might get their attention towards this and they will stop and buy and see what is going on,
Right.
because for good messages we never need a time. It's any time, any place, anywhere we can start.
Mm,
And
that's
it's really a
good.
very good thing. You're working very hard for it.
Yes,
And I know, and it will work. The magic will work.
yes, that is good.
That is why ideas are coming in our minds. That
But
your magic will is working already. That
yeah,
ideas are coming in our mind because your magic is working.
right.
Yeah.
Yes, already. Yeah. Do you still work um, with parents, Ganasini?
Not currently.
That's what I was
Well,
wondering.
I am, yes, I'm not sharing classes right now. I actually just referred a parent to you that I was hoping would participate in the Zoom meeting who's very struggling. Her name is Danielle Parker. I hope you hear from her because I was hoping that you might be able to have a little bit more energy for her than I have right now. I've just started chemotherapy and I'm kind of have to gather all of my energy and keep it pretty
Definitely.
much inward
Yeah.
at this point.
Yeah.
The chemo has a curve to it. There are days when I can be more active and other days where I need to really just go inward. And so today's one of the days where I can be outward. So I thought I would check out your Zoom meeting,
Thank
and
you.
I researched you, and it's lovely to see you. Thank you for all the good energy and intention. It's very good reminders to me that it's really about my perception of what's going on with my granddaughter with Reka. She doesn't have any problem with it. She's been fine. But my yearning for her, you help me remember that it's
Yes.
self-created, and I can switch that to a different pattern of more gratefulness. I started thinking, oh, I look forward to when COVID is over and I have my health and I can give you a big hug. And that makes me very happy. the thought, the projection of being able to give her a big hug makes me very happy, and there doesn't have to be any remorse.
Well,
So that
that's
was very
good.
helpful to me.
That's good. I'm glad. I'm glad it just, it kept being in me. So I'm glad that I got the chance to send that to you. So
Thank you so much. I felt that. I felt the layers of the response. It was very sweet. So yeah, so these meetings go on every Tuesday.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just open meetings that you invite people that you've worked with before and people that.
Well, there have been different people that have cycled through, except Batool stays. And with Batool, things grow, and it's really beautiful. So
Thank you so much.
thank you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'll make it when I can, when it's in the flow of my treatment, if that's okay. And if it's okay for me to forward it on to other parents that I think
it would be beautiful. They are most welcome.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't been able to teach a PET class for probably about a year. There just hasn't been a population in Southern Humboldt. It's so frustrating. I know that there are many people that want to take it, but they just don't. They don't sign up.
Huh.
So I put it out with all my heart and all my resources, and had to let it go. So it's like when there's a population again, I'm open. I suppose sometimes, the universe knows better than I do, and it's just not the right time for whatever reason. In my teaching and whatever people need, and I just trust that if I'm supposed to do it again, I'm honored to share that class. We'll see what happens with my health. Hopefully I'll come out the other side of all of this treatment and be cancer free and be able to build back up to have the energy to do that.
Right. Right.
So in the meantime, I'm very happy. I refer people back to Thomas Gordon's book and audio, book and to you, if that's okay with you.
That would be
people
great.
Connect.
Most welcome. Most welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. We can sort of tag team it, right? Who has the energy? It's wonderful. It's so wonderful to see you. You look like you're doing well.
Good to see you too. Yeah. Yeah. Practicing what I preach. So
yeah,
makes a big difference. Well, we're just about done for today. I'll keep sending you the links, Ganasini, and you come when you can.
Okay.
So I hope you have a good week, both of you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thank you so much.
And we'll keep in touch, Batool.
Sure. Yes, sure.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
So, okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye. Bye. Hello. Get well soon. Bye.
Okay. Bye, Batool.
Bye.
Bye.